your fun facts and all that.
Yeah, I'm happy to do my fun facts.
Yeah, it took a little longer than I expected to
get. For June. Yeah. There's the table.
Oh, that's an interesting question.
I don't think I can actually answer that question without revealing a lot of her backstory.
I mean, you're welcome to re-roll, but that's a good question if anyone wants to take it.
Yeah, I will re-roll for mine just because that part is a secret about her backstory.
Anyone wants to take it.
Ah, that's an easy one. Definitely, she definitely doesn't trust Jerry just because of how he just rushes into things without thinking.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. Jerry seems like he has somewhere to be.
All the time.
Cool. Anyone else got a fun fact about their character?
Well, Stheiasnia has had Natala since 16, so that would be about 10 years. So they sort of have like a little, I would say, limited telepathic bond where they know what the other feels and on a level.
And how old is Stheiasnia now?
Was 16 and oh yeah, of course. Says she's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I never really, when we started this campaign, I never really thought much about the ages of the characters. Just in my head, you were all going to be young, and then I was like,
Yeah,
I'm glad no one was like, I made this ancient ass. Like, I guess Iron was the oldest, but as an elf, you can kind of get away with it.
Well, and yeah, in case you wonder, like tiny snakes get like I think get 10 years. So I use the bigger snakes, which is about 15 years age range for.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't get finicky about that. There are snake people. I'm happy to sort of give a bit of leeway to the lifespan of a pet snake. Who else has got a fact for their character?
Dear God, the silence is deafening.
Yeah, that's. And then I forgot about music. What happens when you when you only have a day between sessions? And Jerry, you're with us in the chat tonight, right? Just must remember to keep an eye out there.
Okay, I guess like I will answer the first one that June rolled. When they were a child, what do you? Sakura also like she wants to be a hero basically. It's kind of cliche, but still, she wants to be someone who helps others.
Yeah, that it sounded like you either cut off there at the end or you just finished mid-sentence.
Oh, yeah, she basically wants to be someone who helps others. Yeah, she wants to be a hero.
Okay, yeah. Feel like you guys had some heroic moments last time. Between you and Seto saving each other from near death. I would like to point out, even though you made it out of there unscathed, just like touching the lava is 60-10 damage, and so if that was max damage, it could have killed you like just by touching it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was some close calls last time. I feel like a couple of you look pretty heroic. What about who else? Seto, what about you?
Uh, I guess one of the fun facts would be that for the first time, I guess ever, Seta has uh, developed certain feelings towards Sakura that are platonic in a sense that he started to look at Sakura as his younger sister, I guess. Because he was always alone and he never knew what would it mean to have like siblings. Like with Sakura, he feels at ease.
Oh, that's
So
cool. I
sweet.
like this little duo that's that's popped up. Um, yeah. And what about Jerry? Are you with us enough to type out something? Can you guys remember what the? Oh no, never mind. I found it. Just trying to find the bathhouse map, and I was like, cannot find this at all.
Isn't it just Japanese bathhouse?
It's called the steamy Japanese bathhouse. That's why I couldn't find it.
Ooh yeah, steamy.
So steamy. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think this Jerry's story has definitely taken a different turn from what I think either of us were expecting in the beginning. I'm sure Jerry feels that even more so.
He has become Mecha Jerry.
Well, it's getting pretty damn close. Um, I mean, definitely the strongest mouse in the world at this point. Like you might have to meet more people in order to get the reputation. But I think your party knows at this point now with the gloves. That's like godly strength you have there. Who would like to give us a little recap of what happened last time?
Well, a, a lot actually. Now I think about it. So the Jin immediately tried talking to the giants. The giants don't really like talking, quite clearly, and immediately started attacking. Uh, um, yeah. So the giant got out like giant shield or whatever, and just bashed through all of us, and we all took a massive amount of damage immediately. Jin was flung across the lava river and managed to hold herself and teleport her way out into the previous area. And somewhere along the line, Seta was knocked off into the lava. He died, and then friggin' rose up from the ashes like a phoenix and beat the crap out of the remaining fire giants, while everybody else was also barely struggling to survive. Um, yeah, there was a lot happening in that fight. I can't recount all of it, but we did end up winning it. After that, after we opened the doors holding back the lava of the mountain, and that's awoken the spirit of the mountain, as one would say. And we got Yuki's body back and got it to the this I guess temple-looking place. And we were speaking to some sort of god. I can't remember his name. What is his name again? DM? Yes,
Primus.
Primus. Yeah, Primus. We and he managed to bring Yuki back, except his implant that allowed him to actually remember things and be somewhat intelligent is broken now. And now he is literally dumber than dumber than a brick right now. But yeah, that's quick summary of what happened.
And you guys pretty much after bringing Yuki back made your way into the forge that Jerry uncovered, the smaller area, and that is where we are going to be picking things up. What would you guys like to do? I assume you would want to take a bit of a rest here, but and you are more than welcome to do that. It is almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's up to you guys what you want to do. There are still some things left in the dungeon, but we can kind of fast forward through to those rooms because you've cleared most of it out. If you wish to go that way, but yeah, let me know.
Well, we brought Yuki back.
Yeah, I think the first thing that should be on our mind would be just to get a good rest after everything.
At least a short rest before we do anything else.
No, I was thinking about like a proper rest.
Yeah, I'm down for anything.
Well, Theta would just go to Jerry and just plead and ask him to not do anything stupid or venture alone because we're all banged up and we should probably just we could all use a little bit of a sleep now that we brought back Yuki, and then we can figure out later whether we can help him or should we just go back to Toto and leave him there. I'm not entirely certain. Though I do know that I do need a proper night, even though it's still day, but hey, we've been through a lot. So Seta would just waltz into the room and would just pretty much get into the corner and just freaking fall flat. Oh, Jerry's typing. Oh.
I actually think it's just Debbie that transcribes it over.
Yeah, the dwarf is still gonna be there tomorrow. The fort and the hammer has been there for what, like probably decades. They ain't going nowhere. And I don't think that, as banged up as we are, we should even try to do anything remotely unsafe. It's only a couple of hours. It's not like we're gone for a week or anything. We can go there in the night.
I guess I will be like Stheiasnia will be dragging like old she into the other room as a private conversation about something.
Okay. Yeah, she'll walk with you. Into which room? There's the main room on the right hand side where there is a double bed in there, which and then there are a couple of other dwarven sized beds in the other room. I think there's like 4 of them.
I'm pretty sure that the room Seto went into was the one with all the beds. Many dwarven beds.
Oh yeah, I don't know. You can move your characters and go wherever you like.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just me. There's not, I only see a grey screen on the map.
Oh, I see everything.
Oh, you're not showing up in the player list either. Maybe just reload your map.
And let's try that. Oh man, I was like, but I was
I wondered
like,
why your name wasn't showing up either.
yeah, but I was just so happy, like, oh, the chat box no longer closes. Yay.
Well, the chat box isn't actually closing now, so yay.
Yeah, I don't know that I didn't do anything. I was trying to fix that. I couldn't figure it out. I think it might still close from time to time. In battle might be the worst part though. I think maybe when you roll. But anyway, yeah, so you can you guys are welcome to take a long rest in here if you want. I know you could probably use it. But Stheiasnia, what do you want to say to oh there we go. I see it popped up on the map now.
And I presume this is where Seto goes into, right?
No, he went into the other room.
Yeah, that is. Oh, I'm asking him. Oh, what? That red mask. Sounded like that was. Wanted to.
She gives a smile and she goes, "Oh, I was kind of starting to think that nobody noticed in the chaos. Even those snakes are perceptive. But don't worry about it. It helps with the fire. That's why I was able to keep fighting that fire elemental."
Well, other thing. And why you were mad at the boss at the gotta understand that at some point you gotta stop others or hating others for acquainted with someone else all you would be left with red and you would survive.
Give me just a persuasion check.
Yikes.
I was in a different tab and I just heard the nat one.
So she takes a step forward and you see her look at you with a far more serious expression on her face, and she goes, I'm not about to take cultural advice from a snake. And you just see her looking kind of offended at what you're suggesting, like you're somehow going against what she inherently knows to be culturally right.
Well, then I'll just walk out. Stheiasnia does something he hasn't done before and actually has the party. Pretty much cuddles up very close to Yuki. And as she walks out, she just says to Phil, up that just end up I did.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, she doesn't seem to agree with your logic there, but yeah, maybe she can be convinced. Right now, it doesn't seem like it. What is everyone else doing? Where is everybody taking their rest?
I first want to quickly ask Sakura something, and Gina's actually gonna walk over to her and ask, uh, "Hey, Sakura, through those doors," and she points towards the door, to the doors to the south, and asks, "Are those the doors to the outside?"
Why, why do you want to know? But yes, they are.
Oh, well, I'm just, curious to see what it looks like outside.
You're telling me you've never been outside?
Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that. I have been outside. I just haven't really been outside of this mountain in a long while.
I see, I see. How come? She's very curious.
Again, it's complicated as she begins walking towards the doors.
Sakura nods.
And
Yeah.
Juno's gonna now walk outside and actually have a good look outside. How is it compared to where she is from, DM?
Give me a perception check.
Sure thing. 16.
So surprisingly, not that different. What you walk out and see is a pitch black sky. The clouds are thick and just rolling across the sky. You can barely see your hand in front of your face as you walk out. There is this thick ash cloud surrounding the mountain, and it is, you can see little embers kind of floating past your face. It looks kind of similar to home.
Ah, okay. And compared to what I've been told, am I taken quite aback by the fact that it's like this right now?
Yeah, give me a nature check.
Yeah, sure thing. Only a 7, but yeah.
Yeah, this doesn't really seem right, but you can't quite put your finger on what's wrong. Though I mean, you know inherently that this is from a volcanic eruption.
Okay. I'll shout back to Sakura and ask, "Hey, Sakura, is it supposed to be this dark outside?"
Sakura's gonna go outside and look. She's
Yeah, you
gonna
can
like
also give me a
look pretty
perception.
creepy.
Game. Yeah, so as Sakura comes to join you. Okay. Yeah, that is way more optimistic than what you see right now, because no, it is not what it's supposed to look like at all. This is definitely not what you left. The sky is horrible. This looks like some of the worst weather you've ever seen. And you also, with your passive investigation, you would know that this is volcanic ash. There's some kind of an ash cloud. One of these mountains, you didn't know that any of them were a volcano, but it seems like one of them is erupting, and you seem to be quite close to whatever the hell is erupting.
Sakura's gonna call back, kind of panicky, to Seto and be like, Seto, I think you need to see this.
Well, I guess you woke up Seto, so he's gonna grudgingly stand up and say, "What's going on?"
I think the volcano is busy erupting. That's bad.
Oh.
Yeah, you see the same thing when you walk out, just black swirling clouds all around you. It's hard to make out the path that you even walked here on.
I really wanted to take some rest, but I guess we probably can't really allow ourselves right now. Should we? I don't know. Yuki's not responsive. Where is she? I think we should probably just move back to Toto and warn the commander of as what happened.
Something tells me they already know, considering how much smoke there is, and it's kind of hard.
Can Sakura tell how big the effect would be, if or when
Yep.
it erupted, like how far would it spread?
Well, if which mountain erupted, because you're kind of standing in a mountain range, and currently you can't see where the smoke is coming from. Z will, as she walks out, she goes, "Oh shit, we need to get a better view." Sakura, where's your dragon? Maybe you can see what's going on.
Yeah, I was
I mean,
about to.
because right now you guys are just standing in this cloud. You can barely see anything around you.
Yeah, Sakura was like just about to send her familiar out, so she's gonna send her out to go and see if she can find where the source.
Okay. And yeah, so you perceiving through its senses.
Yes.
Okay. So what you see is your pseudo dragon takes flight and flies off into the clouds. It flies for a bit and then breaks through into a little bit of a more open area. And as it turns and looks, you can see that the mountain you guys are actually standing on, the one right where basically it leads down into the bathhouse. You're standing at the top and you've gone into the mine from the one side. There is a plume of smoke rising from it and up into the air. You give me a perception check with the pseudo dragon. Okay, so with a 9, it is thick clouds. You can barely see what's going on, and every now and then you like flying back and forth. You catch a little bit more of a glimpse. You can't see any lava or anything actually spilling out of the mountain. Like it doesn't look like a volcanic eruption as you may imagine it. It's just looks like one thick cloud of smoke being sprayed out of the top of this mountain. And it seems like you guys are currently caught up in the smoke drifting, whether it's the wind blowing it down or just the vast amount of smoke. But yeah, the people in Toto can definitely see this happening.
Okay.
You can give me either a survival or a nature check to try
Can
and
Sakura tell
estimate
if,
how bad.
like based on? Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
it's lagging on your side hectically. but nature. Um, but yeah, can she tell if it will actually erupt, like cause like eruption damage, or is it more just the smoke
Well, from what you can see, the top of the mountain is
that
still
will
there.
cause?
Okay, yeah, sorry, the delay is intense. The top of the mountain is still there, so basically, you know that it won't. The volcano hasn't blown. If it's a volcano, it hasn't fully erupted, but it is currently spilling smoke out. If it were to erupt, that would be very bad for Toto very quickly. But the chances of that happening are so slim. Like that hasn't even been a consideration for the city because maybe they didn't even know this was a volcano. But from what you can see, the it's held its shape enough that this may just be more of a warning sign, or it may just be from you guys opening up the lava flow inside. You saw a lot of strange magic going on in there. It's hard to tell, but if this thing was spewing lava everywhere, it would be really bad. But you don't see any lava.
Okay. I guess Sokka would suggest we evacuate. Nevertheless, we add health. Um, she's not sure. She really doesn't know what to do. She's just gonna look to everyone else for advice.
I mean, well, considering we just woken a mountain that hasn't been awake for probably hundreds, if not thousands of years, if you're certain that there's no lava and that it's all just a smoke, probably just gonna go away in the morning or something. You know, you see it a lot of the times when you try to light a very old forge. A lot of the times there's gonna be a lot of black smoke and everything because of the rust and everything that's happened. So probably just I don't think it's something that we should be too concerned, but we should definitely keep watch while we rest.
Seto,
Sokka
you can
nods.
give me a survival or a survival or an arcana check to check if this kind of smoke would fit that theory of it just being an old forge being relit. Yeah, with a nat 20, you're spot on. That's like you're like, yeah, this is exactly what's happened. You've seen this with old forges, but this is just one massive forge. So if the forge is volcanic, this kind of makes sense.
Well, with that explanation, I would just turn to Sakura and said, "Well, it's been a long couple days. I don't think this is something that we should just worry too much. You go first. I'll take the first shift, and just have a good night rest. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be all fine once you wake up."
Sakura nods. She trusts Sokka, so if he says it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay. And she'll go take a much needed rest, get rid of that other level of exhaustion.
Okay. Cool. Is everyone going to take their long rest then?
Indeed, Jin will try look outside in the morning when it's a little bit more less smoky.
Okay. So I'm going to advance the clock by 8 hours. Ah, there we go. Oh, and it's Dev Day. So yeah, you guys have got just over a 10-day before the festivals start. Still quite a bit of time.
And we only have 2 rings. Still 3 more to obtain. Jesus Christ.
And you no longer have the wisdom of Daichi.
Yeah.
Yuki, I mean.
I realize that Sokka is going to be 16 soon.
Oh, do you know when her birthday is?
Yeah, it's the day of the festival, basically. It's the 31st.
Oh, right, of course. Of course, Sakura would be born on the day of the Spring Festival.
It's the spring festival. Celebrating.
Yeah, it's going to be one hell of a party.
So yeah, that's her birthday.
Okay, yeah, so you guys all take a long rest and you wake up at about midnight. What is everyone doing the following morning now? Feeling more experienced and everyone having leveled up? Do double check your character sheets if you haven't already, but I think they should all be working. What does everyone want to do the next morning? I think, or is Jerry going to? Ah, yes. Okay.
Of course.
So, are you going to wait for your party, Jerry, or are you going? Are you just going to sneak off as soon as you wake up?
Okay, he's trying to be responsible. That's good.
He's learning. Ah, thanks, Jerry, and Z will happily accompany you.
Yeah, I think we'll all just follow Jerry for now. Even
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's
Even
kind of
the
there's no point in going outside now.
yeah, Seto will ask Stheiasnia if she can just uh, lead Yuki until he comes back to his senses. I don't think we should waste any time. I just get moving to see what's the big deal with the entire thing.
Stheiasnia was taking Yuki's saying, follow me.
He's not a dog.
Okay. Sure.
If I'd been stronger, I'd just have carried you like a princess. If that had made you more happy.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Holy shit! Why does Jerry look so huge?
Maybe he has taken that herb again.
Yeah. Stop with the steroids. Yeah, the scale might not be right for the map, but no, I think it's just. Oh wait, you're not going to be able to see any. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you can head in. We'll assume that Jerry's leading the way, but okay. So Jerry, as you walk into the forge, you see ahead of you that just steaming hammer sitting on top of the forge. You can see also now that the lava is flowing, the forge is lit and it is just glowing hot in here. That forge just looks absolutely beautiful sitting there. You Your mind races with things that you could create in here, and that forge is just beckoning you closer. What are you doing? Are you going straight for it? Okay, so as you step forward, and this is quite a large thing, but you manage to reach up and grab onto the hammer, and you lift it. Now with your new strength and with all of this armor, you see dwarven runes just start inscribing themselves in like what looks like fire all across your gloves and across your belt, across the armor, as the hammer lifts easily like a feather, and you now have the Hammer of Thunderbolts. You can add that to your character sheet. I will add it here as well, but I think that one's official, so you can add it to D&D Beyond right now even. Yes, okay. So I need to remember what this thing actually does. Oh yes, okay. Holy cow. Yes. So you get one mega hammer, and yeah, you guys now have an active master forge that I think both Jerry and Seto could make great use out of. What are you guys doing?
Well, Jerry and Harry, you think this port can fix the metal part attached with Yuki?
Would Seto have any idea as if how to even remotely try to fix the Yuki's implant?
You can have a look. Give me an investigation or an arcana check.
Probably the same. Yep, I'm good at swords. Okay.
Yeah, what you see on the side of Yuki's head is just a tangled mess of wires in a sort of exposed wound, and it seems to be like it seems like there are small clockwork parts that the cogs are just clicking together, and you have no idea what the hell kind of a mechanism this is.
I mean, he had to get it from somewhere.
Soccer will take a look, try and help.
Yeah, you can also give me an investigation or an arcana. Yeah, this thing, you've never seen this kind of.
I mean, it's still a 15.
Yeah, it is 15, which is impressive. I'm not going to lie, with a net one. But you have so you know that you have studied many things, many different kinds of like mechanisms. You've studied siege weapons and trebuchets and things that have been used for war across Arania, but you ain't never seen no shit like this. This is some like intricate, probably gnomish. You're not sure, but you've never seen this kind of mechanism either.
Okay.
Stheiasnia will basically climb up and if she have any idea, like, he has seen anything like that.
You can't all just be making checks, so you'll be making a disadvantage. Um, but but Jerry's role. Jerry, this looks vaguely similar to some of the things in those manuals that you had. Some of the designs for some of those mechanisms and some of the mechanisms that control that tank of yours. They might be strangely similar. But Stheiasnia, it's you actually you think you may have seen something vaguely similar, but you don't know how they work. It's just back home you might have seen one or two people with this kind of machinery, but mostly in like stopwatches, like that kind of thing.
Wait, Yuki, a robot?
Well, at least that part of his brain that is now exposed seems to be some kind of clockwork. I don't know if Yuki's got any more explanation of what that looks like. I'm sorry, I've just kind of taken the reins of that.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty much what you explained. It's like a bit of clockwork, and it seems to be sparking. It's not really working very well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess does June want to make a check?
Oh yeah, she has an outside pair of eyes.
Everyone
It's not
wants to.
from this place, so I guess she'll try to decipher the origin. Maybe she's seen it in her readings or anything like that.
Okay, you'll also have disadvantage though because everyone's already gone through this quite extensively.
Cool. Investigation, right?
Yeah.
Double sixes.
Nope. You don't know any more information than you already had before. In that, I mean, Primus. You've heard of Primus, and you know that you may have seen Modrons before, but that's the only thing it reminds you of. You don't know anything about it.
Yeah, pretty much as I expected.
I mean, he had to get them somewhere. Maybe back when we come back in total, someone will know how to fix it.
Wow, I wasn't for a second there. I wasn't actually sure if the lava was animated. I was like, I didn't animate this map, but it was just like an optical illusion.
Yeah, it kind of looks animated. It's weird.
It really does, right? Like I thought that was. Oh, I'm glad it's not just me. So, what are you guys doing? You've got this forge which you guys can pretty much access at any time. Other than the great big clouds of smoke outside, um, everything in here seems to be running smoothly. What do you want to do?
I've got nothing to do. I'm
Jerry brought something.
to the dwarf.
I mean, you don't have any plans to use the forge for, Jerry? Oh, glad to see you're thinking of somebody else first, for once. I guess you do learn. Let's see that dwarf and try to negotiate with him. One more level, Jerry, and I'll understand that. I guess we go toward the dwarf.
Well, anyway, shall we go talk to this dwarf?
Yeah, the one that Jerry, I think he means on that one, right? The Jerry tied next to the
Yeah,
mechanism.
yeah. So it's just across the crystal cave and into where you fought the fire giants. Let me just double check. Okay, yeah, and we'll say you guys managed to make your way in there without too much issue. We,
So,
As
what are
we're
we gonna ask this dwarf exactly?
as we're walking in, I would go next to June and just politely ask her if. Apparently, Jerry said that he saw some of the stuff in the scrolls. Can you maybe negotiate with the dwarf if he can check the Yuki's horn, and if he can fix it, we might spare his life?
Yeah, I can do that. That shouldn't be too difficult to get that information out of them.
Thank you.
Right. So let me just quickly look over my spells to see if I have anything that can really help. Before. Um. Okay. All right. Okay, yeah, I'm going to be using my Awakened Mind feature to talk to him. So
oh,
I'll
okay.
walk up to him and just like crouch down to his level because he's. How short is this dwarf?
Yeah, no, he's tiny. He's about 4 feet tall. I mean, okay, the picture there is him looking good.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna
So
crouch down to him
this,
and
this is who you're looking at. basically.
he's a fat boy. All right. Okay, so yeah, so basically what Awakened Mind allows me to do is I can telepathically speak to any creature I can see within 30 feet, as long as it understands one language. So yeah,
Okay. Yeah. So does it need to make a save or anything, or is it just telepathic straight into
it's
its mind?
yeah, it's just universal translator.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I crouch down to his level, and I say in a very scheming voice, I go, "Hi, how are you doing? We haven't seen each other for a while."
Oh, 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 oh! It's you. You're back. And he responds speaking out loud in common, but you can see he looks terrified at the moment. Give me an intimidation check.
I will definitely roll that intimidation check. I'm pretty good at intimidation as long as the roll is good. That is very good. I'm happy with that.
Okay, yeah, he definitely seems taken aback by the voice in your head, and I mean in his head, and especially are you wearing the mask at this point, right? So he can't see your mouth or your face, and this is freaking him out.
I realize we got off on the wrong foot. So, you're gonna do something for me. Are you okay with that?
Okay, what do you want?
I will call someone to bring Yuki over. You're gonna look at this mechanism of sorts. You're gonna tell me exactly what it is and exactly how to fix it. If you don't, well, you don't want to find out what will happen if we don't.
Okay, give me either another persuasion or another intimidation. It's up to you.
I'll make persuasion this time since he's already shitting himself. 25.
Okay, yeah. Jeez. So, yeah, he instantly nods his head and he says, "Oh, of course, I'd be happy to take a look at anything you have a problem with. Look, I'm sorry if I attacked anyone. I must admit I'm very confused. But I would be happy to help your friend if you would get me out of these chains."
That depends on what you do for us. And I call the party over and say, "Yeah, looks like he's ready to talk." And take a couple steps back. I realize Daichi's not on the map. Look around. I was like, wait, where is the dragon gone? By the way, guys.
Yeah, that just walked off down the wrong corridor. Okay, are you just holding Yuki up to the dwarf because he's still currently chained to this pole?
Well, Seto's gonna go towards the dwarf and he's gonna unchain him and he's gonna tell him, "There's a lot of us, there's only one of you. If you fix him, we can promise we won't kill you today. If you can't fix
Alright,
him,
give
you're coming back to home."
me one more intimidation check. You can have this one at advantage because he's already, yeah.
Screw
Just
you,
one more intimidation.
Jude. Screw you, Jude.
I thought I succeeded all the charisma checks I needed to.
I
He goes, all right, all right. Look, I already agreed to help. Just, I mean, look, you've proven yourself already. Don't get all fiery at me again. And he looks now like, okay, I've agreed. What more do you want? I need to get out of these chains.
Ola said that we'll unchain him and I guess lean back and just say, "What do you need?"
Oh, well, let me have a look. And he just goes up to Daichi and he's going to make a check. And as he's looking up, he goes, "Oh, yes, I do know this kind of technology. I could probably try and tinker with it, but it has sustained massive damage. I'm not sure. It would take a while, and most of his memories may be reset. How are you doing, boy?" And he sort of speaks to Yuki, trying to make eye contact.
Yuki kind of puts his hands up and goes, because he can't actually speak now with fire intelligence. He can only mime what he's trying to communicate.
Yes, you see, this is problematic. His language centers have been corrupted here. This is going to take a lot of intricate metal. I'm afraid I'm built for building titans, not such tiny little things. If you've got any giant mechs you need help with, I'm your man. But for this, you know, I may know a dwarf, but he's a long ways away. I'm not sure. Look, I mean, you may be able to fix it with magic. I could try some mending, but yes, you know, that could have unforeseen consequences as well. We may turn your friend into a blithering idiot, even more so, I suppose, or he could lash out against us. I'm not really sure what would happen.
So you can't actually do anything.
I mean, I can try, but I'm just telling you that it could end badly. I don't know what the results would be. I don't work with such intricate designs.
I don't think we want to risk Yuki based on your incompetence. Jerry, do you need him for anything? Or do we just tie him back to a pole?
Whoa, hold on. I mean, look, I'm just saying this is a job for a jeweler, not a blacksmith, but I could still help you. I could create some kind of a helmet for him if you like. Hell, it's not that complicated to get a mech going, and seeing as these doors have been opened, I imagine they're probably going to come in useful sometime soon. You lot wouldn't happen to be Crab Clan, would you? And he's looking around at everyone.
No, we're not, right? We're dragon. No.
Misako shakes her head.
Jin just kind of points to Yuki.
I mean, Soko will also point out that we are in a forge that is in Daichi's territory, which is like dragon territory.
Oh, it wasn't always dragon territory, love. This used to be Crablands. But it seems I've been out for a while. And you see him scratching his own head. I was trying to get away from that damn stupid dragon, and I mean, wait a second, you. And he starts looking around. Daichi? That can't be good. And you see he's now just looking more confused and self-involved with his own thoughts at the moment.
I know, right? Here he is. Not he's holding back. Her Oji-san told her that swearing is bad. So he's a bad person. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, Sakura, you naive fool.
Look, if
I mean,
what you
in her head, you asshole bitch bastard thing, but like vocally, he's a bad person. Yes.
Sakura, you can give me a history check as you arguing with this dwarf. Okay, yeah, yeah, with a nat 20. Yeah, you know that the as long as you've lived in Toto, they've obviously belonged to Daichi, but it's actually only belonged to the Daichi clan for maybe like 20, 25 years. Before that, it was held by the Crab clan, and he. An interesting thing that he keeps mentioning is the mechs and titans that he's talking about, which they were something you may have heard in children's stories when you were a kid about these giant mechanical robots that fought off elemental beasts that the size of mountains, like mythical legends and things that no one really believes to be true. But this guy fits the description of the kinds of dwarves that the Crab clan used to use to build them.
When I hear mechanical titan, I literally just picture this.
Yeah, not far off, but instead of bone, it would be metal.
Yeah, she'll say it's only really belonged to them for 25 years. Yeah, she'll relay this information to the party, and yeah.
Alright then, so what's our next step, guys?
Well,
Jerry's asking the dwarf.
Oh yeah, I see.
Oh, I'm not afraid of the Crab clan. I mean, I suppose I should be afraid of you, but you've already proven that you are more than capable enough warriors. Look, I got stuck in that giant form for I don't know how long, and clearly a lot has changed while I was away. I'm sure that there are plenty of people who would like an explanation, and I mean, I would like to make my way home to give that. Do you think any of you, well, do any of you know a path to the plane of fire?
A plane of fire.
Yes, I must return home, and I mean, my family will be wondering where I've been all this time. If it's been over 20 years, the last time I was outside, there were crab warriors everywhere. I don't know what I would be returning home to.
Does Sakura know a way to the fire thing?
Stheiasnia will be jerking in and saying, having one of the sacrifice elemental alternate portal. Maybe that can. Wonder if that will work.
Oh, wait, the portal at the bottom of the mountain, is that still open? I mean, that would work perfectly. I could get myself through that if it's still operational. I would have thought Daichi would have locked that thing in years ago.
It's currently active. We have already used it, so it is proven to be working.
Fantastic. Look, if you guys can get me to that portal so that I can get home, I can give you the instructions on how to reawaken the Titans. I'm fairly sure that you're going to need them if you've opened the mountain again. You see, this mountain is not just, it's not just any forge. This place is connected to nodes across the world and elemental evils that were locked away by the Crab Clan ages ago. If you've woken things, then they may be waking as well, and you'll need something to fight them off with. I mean, you've proven yourself against some giants, but these are of a whole other scale. I don't know if anyone is ready, if the Crab Clan isn't here anymore.
Well, that sounds dangerous and potentially deadly to the world.
Well, I know a jeweler in at one of the other nodes. It is what is that town called? Think for a second. I think Tatan. There, lots of cherry blossoms everywhere. It's a yeah. I mean, it's a kind of a dangerous place, I suppose, for dragons. But I don't know what things are like these days. Maybe they're not even run by the crane anymore. Look, if you can get there, um, just look for one of the Flamelock brothers. They'll be able to help you. They are some of the finest jewelers in all of Kika.
Huh, let's hope these brothers are still there then.
So, will you help me get back to the portal, or am I working for you now?
Oh, to our current leader, Seto.
Oh. Seto will look him dead in the eyes and ask him, would you consider yourself an evil person?
He goes, "What, evil? Well, no, I don't particularly find. Yeah, everyone who wants to give me an inside check, you can give me an inside check.
I,
Yeah,
I
accidentally rolled
wanted
a
to do it
re-roll.
normal way instead of just that. Oh,
I rolled at disadvantage twice. Let me just roll a normal one. Okay, 19 from me.
Okay, so yeah, so everyone actually, you all get the impression that he's telling the truth, and he seems more neutral than anything. His alignment is lawful neutral, I can tell you that, and he's trying to express that he doesn't really like to pick sides. He worked for the Crab Clan for a long time though, so he considers himself fairly good.
oh, Seto's gonna turn to Jerry and ask him, Jerry, do you want to go and do your thing first, or should we just escort the dwarf? I mean, he might be able to help you. You said you were a capable blacksmith, didn't you?
Well, yes, I specialize in giant giant machinery, armor plating for golems, weaponry, fully mechanical titans. That was everything I used to build until there was no more need for it, and they were all abandoned.
Would Do you know about these so-called titans?
You can give me a history check.
Sure thing.
Oh, Seta would be just waiting for Jerry's response.
17.
Yeah, you've actually heard it. You've heard it brought up. The dragon brought them up. It's come up a couple of times in this mountain, and from what you can piece together, um, it sounds like they were quite prominent in this area, but you don't know anything in particular. I suppose historically, I'm just thinking what your character would know. Um, you have definitely heard of like giant mechanical uh, like titans in inverted commas that are like war machines, but you've never actually laid eyes on one yourself.
Alright then.
I guess we can't really force anybody to stay. Jerry, you wanna stay at the forge and do your thing while we escort the dwarf? Or do you wanna come with us? I think we'll probably just also move Yuki as well in total and seek help from General Mac. Maybe he'll know a little bit more information about the implant and everything.
Well, is there any trade city close by? Gamble with portal. Hope it opens. Bingo. I wish.
They might even. You can give me a history check as well, Stheiasnia.
Party.
Okay, yeah, with the 14, you think there may have been a jeweler in Toto. There are plenty of at least talented blacksmiths, metal workers, that kind of thing in Toto. So there might even be someone there who can help him. But yeah, the dwarf that he's recommending to you is not that far away, but Nishisawa might be closer. Um, yeah, other than that, you think there might be some people in Toto that could help with that kind of work?
I guess we'll escort Jerry first to Master Forge, and then we'll be on our way. If you can, Heather, explain Jerry what you offered about awakening the Titans on our way, and then we'll escort you to the bathhouse where you can go home.
Sorry, say again.
Oh, Jerry's going to the big forge, and Tepe would ask the dwarf to explain the Jerry the thing he said that he could help us with while we are walking towards the forge.
Okay, yeah. So as you guys do that, he will help Jerry with those notes that you found, and he will help you translate it, explaining what a lot of them mean. And he basically before you leave, he uses this uh, control panel to explain to you the mechanism for how the tank is supposed to work. So you can now fully use that tank after his explanation. And he says that the controls for that should translate to most of these sort of creatures. But it's actually fairly simple once he explains what the labels mean. You will probably pick it up pretty quickly. So where are you guys heading to?
Well, the rest of the party, at least Seto, is gonna start going towards the bathhouse. I think Jerry said that he wanted to stay at the forge.
Okay, and how are you guys gonna get back down to the bathhouse? Are you taking the mountain path, the mountain path all the way back? Have you got another way? Let me know.
You can just take the regular route back.
Yeah, I think that Seto will rely on Sakura's intellect and memory to get us back the way we came.
Yeah, she'll be able to do that. And she just sticks with Seto. But yeah, she can do that accurately, very easily.
Okay, I'm gonna ask everyone to give me a survival check. We can
Quickly, actually,
roll
she
it
has
there.
the keen mind feat, which means she can remember everything within the past month.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I still need a survival check from everyone. Okay. Are you on the map, Sakura?
No, not at the moment. Wait, there we go.
Damn, that's loud.
Funny enough, the same thing. Rolled like low.
Yeah. Yeah, the dice gods really wanted you to succeed on that one. Okay, so yeah, as you guys start heading down, sorry. Just gonna put in that one. So as you guys start heading back down the mountain, you see when you come outside that most of that smoke in the immediate area has blown away, and it is quite easy to see now that there is just a pillar of smoke rising from the top of Mount Kaugen, and you can, as you're walking, it is still quite thick fog that you have to walk through. That's what those survival checks were for. But you all manage to make your way following Sakura. She is directing you, and it is fairly simple to make your way back to the monastery. From which point, that's where I was actually trying to load you to. But yeah, at that point, you can see again those two monks that you saw before, busy fighting outside and just sparring with each other as you all make your way down the mountain. It
2 in the
is,
morning.
yeah, actually, they get up early, man. Um, But by the time, so yeah, to get back down, I actually want to double check how fast are you guys moving? Are you going at normal pace, slow pace, or fast pace?
Or I guess we would go normal pace. There's no need for a rush.
Okay, cool. So yeah, it'll take you a couple of hours to get back down, and you will arrive back at the bathhouse in the early hours of the morning. Is that where you're heading to?
We're heading to a bathhouse with a dwarf.
Cool. Okay, I just need to put your characters down. And I activated it, and I'm the last one to get to the map.
Oh, I just realized one thing. By
What?
escorting Yuki, I take him to the woman's side, or do I press through the men's side?
Oh yeah, the bathhouse should be operating now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but luckily because you guys are coming back in the early hours of the morning, you see that. Well, you don't see anyone outside the bathhouse. It seems pretty quiet when you get back. Sorry, I'm just adding your tokens.
Oh yeah, I still suppose that it's currently the area is still pretty similar to what Jin grew up in, because it's currently really dark, right?
Yeah, it is somewhat better looking as you pass by the monastery and things. That monastery is far grander than what you know. But otherwise, yeah, the path is pretty much the same. There are some. It's quite a nice place actually, but it's still quite foggy. Who haven't I put down?
Me. Oh, now I see. So you may want to heal the sheep.
Thank you. Otherwise, there would be blood trails.
Sakura is missing as well.
My map is reloading at the moment. I'll be there eventually.
Oh, I'm still putting down tokens. Oh, well, yeah.
Why is my couch token like flipping rubber banding? I can't actually move it around.
Yeah, I don't know what's. Is no one able to move?
I can move.
Okay. Well, yeah, the door does open. Okay. Yeah, when you get back, you see that behind the bathhouse there seems to be this sort of ominous glow shining behind the building, and you can see the waterfall behind, glowing kind of brightly in a similar way to what you saw in the mountain. But yeah, you guys can all make your way inside.
There's nobody in right now, right?
Yeah, no, it's empty at the moment.
I guess Satu would go and grab Yuki and also the dwarf and told them to follow me and told the ladies that we'll meet them at the end.
Gonna quickly refresh my virtual tabletop because it's been weird.
Yeah, it's being very weird and laggy. I don't know why.
And that's a good fact. So
Oh, Jerry wouldn't be with us. I think Jerry stayed at the forge.
So, Jerry, what are you doing in the forge, actually? Okay. Yeah, and we can say that it does come back to you because I think, yeah, that makes a lot more sense to me. So that's kind of the idea. And as you took it, as you attune to it, it will shrink slightly on the handle side, so it fits to exactly fit your form. S- Um, yeah, so you can definitely do that. How? I mean, that'll only take you like an hour or so. Are you going to rejoin everyone at the bathhouse after that? Yeah, there are. I mean, there's instructions on runes on how to take enchantments and, well, keep enchantments. Why? What are you trying to do? Okay, well, yeah, it's possible, but we'll we'll leave the. Oh shit. Yeah, so we'll leave that'll happen as a downtime. You can let me know what it is that you're trying to craft, and then yeah, we can discuss that during the week.
Jerry need more attunement slots.
Yeah.
y'all do.
DM, I can't actually see my token for June on the map for some reason.
The hell, that token seems to be like. Okay, I don't know what the hell happened to your token. I'm just gonna put down another one.
Alright, cool. Arigato.
Yeah, so you guys see as you walk in that all of the pools in these hot springs are glowing with that same magic that you saw inside the mountain, and it seems that whatever you did to the mountain, despite the giant plumes of black smoke, there are this water seems even more magical. Stheiasnia, as you step into it, you feel it just like completely revitalizing you and healing you of any little injuries or anything that you had from coming down the mountain, any scratches and bruises. But because you guys were basically at full health when you got in here, it doesn't seem, yeah, I mean, just feels good.
Pretty.
And are you guys so are you guys just heading straight for the portal, or are you gonna
Yes.
chill in the
Yes.
bathhouse?
Well, I'll just follow the party wherever they go.
Theta would lead the dwarf directly to the portal, even though the wall.
The wall will prevent it. I know. I don't know. And like this
Wall.
area is so cursed.
And as we get to this point, Theta would ask Ji if she can stay with Yuki, so that Yuki doesn't have to go through all of that stuff, while we go in and say farewell with the dwarf and get him to where he wants to go.
Sorry, who are you asking this to?
Ji.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I'm I'm trying to set up the maps. I didn't hear what you said. Say again.
I would ask Ji if she can stay with
Yeah,
Yuki.
what are you asking her? I missed that.
If she can stay with Yuki, so the Yuki doesn't have to go to a portal, they can just chill
Oh
in
yeah,
Okay.
right here.
she'll happily do that and just sit with him in the bathhouse. She'll try and ease him into the water and see if these waters help him at all, but they don't.
I guess then we go towards the portal. I think the dwarf can get a little bit wet.
Yeah, you see it just bubbles and steam coming off as his flaming beard is just having some strange reaction to the water. Um, but it seems to glow around him as well. Seems like he may be used to this kind of liquid. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to get the map loaded.
No worries.
Oh, okay. Loaded the wrong one. Okay, if there are old tokens, just bear with me. Oh, for the love of God, it's the wrong one again. Fuck, what is it called? See, this is what happens when I don't prep.
Eldritch.
Yeah, they're all called Eldritch Church, but I've got a different name for each kind of portal you could possibly get. All right, well, screw it. We're going to say just ignore that portal for now. You guys are opening the portal to the plane of fire, right?
Yes, we would go to a portal and explain the dwarf. Unless he already knows how to activate it.
Yeah, he'll sort of chuckle and say, "Ah, don't worry, boy. I was the one who put this here."
You made
Well,
this?
well, with a little help from some of my friends, and some not so friendly.
Any advice on how to use it, or when not to use it?
As you're saying this, you've all gathered at the in front of this little sacrificial area, and he goes, "Well, the trick is in the mix of the magic and sacrifice. So let's see here, and put your tokens down."
Whoa.
Okay.
Fire.
Burn in hellish fire.
Yeah, so you see him put something down. You see him kind of clearing a little spot, and then he takes a small dagger from his belt, and he slices into his hand, drops the blood onto the sacrifice, and then he takes his hammer, and you see it ignite with flame as he lifts it above his head and smashes it down onto the blood. You see this explosion of flame as it stretches out into the sort of space behind it, unleashing this entire portal of flame, and this wave of heat hits all of you. But you see him saying, as he kind of rubs his hand, he goes, "Well, so long as you manage to mix the right element, you can get to any of the elemental planes, but you would also need the blood of someone from there. That can get a little bit tricky, but what I would suggest is combining things with divine magic. You can get to the heavens and into all sorts of places, but just remember those are pretty heavily guarded. Do be careful with tiefling blood, that could lead to the hells. And otherwise, generally the connections can be quite personal. It depends on your bloodline. You could end up in an ancient village that your clan used to run, or in your father's basement. Who knows? It is a little bit unpredictable, but the one thing I must urge you never to do, and listen closely, that is never to use moon rocks on this portal. I know that sounds like a strange thing to say, but I've heard of it happening before, and you could awaken some, well, let's just say some shit that you don't want to awaken.
Well, understood. Thank you for your advice.
Sounds easy enough to follow.
Hopefully we meet at better circumstances next time.
Yes, I'm sure I'll be back if you. I mean, you all seem friendly enough, except for that one with the mask. Anyway, I will see to it that my family is taken care of, and then I will come back and make sure that everything's going all right here. I would hate to find out that you've all been squashed by elemental evils.
Well, thanks for everything, and have a safe trip.
Bon
Thank you too, my
voyage.
friend. So, Jin, what are you saying?
I said bon voyage.
All right, and as you say that, he turns around and takes a running jump out into the portal that seems to pull him in as the gravity shifts and he is pulled into the flames. The portal is still open, but it'll probably stay open for a little bit.
8
What are you guys
hours.
doing?
Well, with that being sorted, I think we should go back and explain everything to a general. See if he knows anybody who can help Yuki. If not, at least he can take care of him. I don't think he's gonna be very useful to us in his current state. I think we also need to introduce June. We just keep adding more people to our party. God.
Sorry, just Sakura, who is Erwin?
He's the guy.
What?
Oh,
You don't know.
What?
I just
Like,
reframed everything like Steve Irwin going, everyone be real quiet. There's a Titan over there.
no. Like you said, or maybe your
Come on,
father's
Erwin.
basement. I was like, I thought it was like an intentional Attack on Titan reference.
But I mean, his name is not Irwin.
No, Owen died.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Levi.
I know what she thinks. Irvin was the
No.
commander.
This dude.
Yeah, he died when to
Yeah,
meet Titan.
I suddenly
Commander. See,
sorry, I was so confused. I thought I missed your reference completely. I was like, the fuck? How did you mix that name up? Like the main character.
I knew
Sorry,
exactly
my bad.
who she meant. But back to the game. I'm like,
Yeah, sorry.
so you're not gonna gamble with the portal?
Gamble with what? The portal is gonna stay open for at least 8 hours. At least that was what we learned the first time. I don't
I
think.
mean, you can change the portal location if you wanted to use it again now.
Yeah, that's exactly what I suggest. I suggested could try to see if I could open the portal to Green Girl. There we would at least find a jeweler.
Well, Yuki had to get this implant from somewhere. If anybody's gonna know that, it's gonna be General Mac or Daichi. I think they would probably rather want to sort the entire mess. I think we need more. I think we need to relay the information that we found out about everything before we do anything on our own. You're free to stay if you want and do whatever the hell you want with Yuki in this mindset. I don't think that anybody can tell you what to do.
Well, just suggestion. Yes, that's as good a place to start, I think. Also gives us a pick up the little fairy and Aunty.
Indeed. We still have to take them to the Primus as well, and hopefully get them back. Anyways, to Toto we go.
Okay, so are we? Should we just skip all the way to Toto?
Probably.
Yeah. So yeah, you meet up with Z, who was with actually. It takes you a little bit, but you manage to arrive back in Toto just as the sun is sort of starting to peek over the walls. Jeez. That party token is massive. So yeah, you guys. Oh wow, everyone's everywhere, but you understand. You're back in Toto. You can. Yeah, everyone. This town is sort of starting to wake. There is a guard that is just busy. It's like he's just started his shift and he greets you in the morning. It's the same guard that knows you, Sakura, and he just waves and says "Ohio" as you're coming in, and he seems quite still half asleep, honestly.
She'll say Ohio back and ask how it's been. Anyone suspicious? Like, how's he doing? How's his family? You know, like the normal chit chat.
Yeah, he goes, "Well, I don't know, that's pretty suspicious," and he points to the mountain with a plume of smoke billowing out of it. He goes, "Kind of worried. I mean, if I'm honest, we all got a bit of a scare last night. There was a blue dragon that came flying over. We thought it was uh, another one of those flares, but turns out it was a real blue dragon. We think they're putting together a hunting party to track it down."
Um, I I don't think the blue dragon is a problem, or the smoke, to be honest. I think it will all turn out okay.
Well, that
And
depends. I mean, the smoke seems pretty ominous. That seems like a bad omen, but the blue dragon's supposed to be good luck, so I guess today's just gonna be an average day. I guess we'll see. But have a good one. I think General Max coming out of his period of mourning and any day now. I'm sure you'll be getting lots of work now that all the summer armies are back.
DM.
Hmm.
she nods and says,
One thing I will do
and City.
before walking into the gate and being spotted by guard and stuff, I'll actually create a disguise of just an average commoner. I'll probably find some art of it in a minute. I'm just taking on a persona. Just because
Okay.
a person walking around with a mask like that probably doesn't set the best mood.
Yeah, to be honest, this guy might have mistaken you for Iron, like seeing the party together. But yeah, what are you disguising yourself as? Just a regular commoner that like the
Have an
townsfolk?
image in mind. I just need to quickly find it.
Okay, cool. Sakura, was there something else you wanted to say?
She just wanted to say goodbye. That he must have a good day and stuff.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he gives you a bow and lets you all pass through. Yeah, being with the crowd, he doesn't pay too much attention to June, but he does take note of everyone as you're walking in, and he specifically bows to Yuki, and he looks at him kind of strangely as he walks past, just clearly noticing that something's a little bit off about Yuki. But Oh, damn. Okay. So June walks in looking pretty badass, but quite human.
I don't tell the rest of the
And
party. They see a different person next to them.
Oh wow.
yeah, you fit in pretty well, as with one or two of the people. You see, most people are in fairly heavy armor, but the robes that people are wearing, it fits in perfectly.
Awesome. Yeah, and my clothes also changed to that as well. Because I have super cool clothes that can change itself. Yeah.
All right. So you guys make your way into Toto. What are you doing in Toto?
We would go straight. At least Seto would lead Yuki straight to General Mac quarters.
Okay, so you're going up to General Mac's office.
Yes.
All right. Oh, why is everyone bleeding?
I'm not.
Oh, that was weird. Um, so yeah, you you guys managed to make your way up. You can see some people coming down for breakfast, and a couple of samurai, and also waving to Sakura again, like hoping for some tea. But Seto and Yuki, you guys make your way up there. Who's all going with it? Stheiasnia, are you going?
Yes.
Sakura will go with she'll greet the samurai and say I'll make sak in the kitchens and then join them.
So sorry, you're saying you're telling the samurais that you'll be back later, or that you're going to make tea first and then go join?
She'll make tea at 10.
Okay, cool. Yeah, they'll. A couple of them go. Oh, but I've got to get to training. All right. Okay. Thank you. And then they just carry on and go to get food. It's yeah, lots of samurai in training, but you seem to have become quite popular. And with that, you all managed to make your way through to General Mac's office, and um, you, yeah, you are standing outside his office. It is all closed up, but it seems like there's activity on the inside.
Seto would knock on the door.
Yeah, before we approach the door, I will tell the party, like, "Alright, as you can tell, I'm not my normal self right now. So with whatever story I bring up, because for the reason why I'm here, can you just go with it for me? I don't think they would take it take kindly to changelings here."
No worries, mate. You've proven more than useful so far, and as you can see, yeah, there's a lot of variety here. So I don't think that they would even like they would even care too much of who you are, as long as they can use you.
Okay, thank you.
You hear a sort of murmur from inside, beckoning you in, saying, "Oh, come in."
Seta would walk in, and as soon as if we do see General Mag, he would bow and say, "Good morning, sir. We're coming from our, I guess you could say, an expedition from the mountains."
Ah, good morning. Well, isn't this a pleasant surprise? You all made it back this time. And with a new friend, I see. Is this a new recruit?
Well, Technically, she is, even though saying that we made it all back would be a little bit overstatement. We've had an unfortunate incident where Yuki was lost, but after awakening the mountain, we managed to restore him back, even though the thing on his head, it might be broken, so Yuki currently, I don't think he's capable of doing pretty much anything alone.
He kind of listens intently and then turns to Yuki and says, "Sergeant, are you feeling all right? What is he talking about?"
And he tries to find something that he can't make sense of. He tries
Yeah,
pointing at the broken part of his head.
you see a look of terror just slowly spread across General Mac's face as he goes, "Oh dear God, I, what in the hell's how did this happen to him? Who did this? In the mountains?"
It's been a rough couple of days. We went to the mountains to investigate the entire thing, and one thing led to another. We lost Yuki in the process, but we kept going based on some Duragars, and they explained us that if we want to save our sergeant, that we needed to wake the mountain, and so we did. And there's currently right there. There's a spirit of the mountain. He called himself a Primus. He
So you're the ones responsible for the clouds in the sky. And all right, hold on. So it seems your sergeant is brain dead, and I mean, no offense. And then he looks at Yuki in the eye and realizes, no, he's probably not offending anyone. And then moves back to Seto and says, "What do you actually have to show for this? Well, I mean, you went on this expedition and what, you brought this one back?" Gesturing at June.
June will walk forward and say, you have some nerve. You realize they unlocked one of the biggest forges in the whole continent. This thing can make machines the size of cities.
Give me a persuasion check there, June.
Yes, I will. As you can see, she's a very different persona. Yes.
Wait, a forge in the oh. And you see him kind of looking down, and you can see something just rolling through the back of his head, like he's thinking about what you're saying and clearly remembering something. Oh, wait, you cannot be serious. You found giant machines, you said? Don't tell me you found the location of the lost titans. We could. You're telling me you found the forge? And he suddenly looks more excited and less worried about Yuki.
apparently that's what at least the dwarf told us. He's been stuck there for decades. We escorted him back. He went to see his family in a fireplane or something, but he did explain us that he was the one who made the giant golems for the Crab Clan back in the history. And we left our friend Jerry at the forge to see if he can.
I was going to say, I'm not sure how long Jerry wanted to spend at the forge, but if you wanted to try and meet them back at the bathhouse, we could say that you met up after they left the portal. if you want to be
He
back
asked
in
at
touch
least
with him.
15 minutes. Like, when do I meet them?
Well,
Yeah, okay. So anyway, General Mac will suddenly turn a little bit stern and look back at Yuki and say, "Well, Daichi's not going to be happy about this, and you know what he likes to do with people that have hurt his sons. I imagine he'll probably blame you or Z for this. But I do think that, I mean, we could contact the ones that got this thing in the first place, and yes, I think perhaps you should leave him with us. We can take care of him and try and nurse him back to health. But for now, you're going to have to face Daichi. I will put in a good word, but I fear what he may ask you to do. If he lets you die with honor, that may be the best you can hope for. That said, if this is true and you've really reopened the forge, I mean, I thought they were only legends. When we took this place from the Crab Clan, well, they didn't tell us anything about that, but we have found parts in the nearby forests, and if we could get those things up and running again, we could, well, Daichi could do some real damage. So I'd lead with that.
Thanks for the advice, Sergeant. I think that Jerry wanted to ask the question.
Okay, so I'm assuming Jerry's here in this room as well. He says, "Well, yes, there are a few. I think there's in the general where the tavern is just across the road. There's a small place there. They do trinkets. We've gotten them to do some more fine work. But I think that this particular problem may require a more skilled hand. I will have to call someone in." Yeah, if you're thinking of fixing your sergeant, I'm afraid our jewelers have not got such talent, but I do know some people that would be able to help. I would need to keep him here. Now that the summer armies are back, maybe his brother can help, in fact. So essentially, you guys would be able to leave Yuki here, and they would be able to take care of him. So mechanically, I mean, you don't have to worry about that too much, but it's up to you how you actually want to play it. If you want to try and go on a whole adventure to try and fix him, you can. But June is going to be sticking with you. So if you want to leave Yuki here and let Daichi's people help him, that is kind of the idea. Because otherwise, we're going to have people with 10 different characters running around by the end of this campaign.
You wouldn't want that, right?
Yeah, I mean, that could be a different kind of cool, but I just mean you can't be playing them all at the same time. But now you guys also have, I think you have access to Greater Restoration. I know you did discuss it with the spirit, and he said that he could do that for you. But I think you guys might also have that kind of magic now, if if you wanted to go and try and undo the petrifications.
All I need
You-
is silver dust. Grr, grr.
Oh god damn it! It's always down to the diamond.
Well, he did just say that there's a jeweler. He didn't say he's necessarily a very good one, but there may be diamonds around. Probably not, though. Let's not. That may be something you really need to hunt down. Although, what do you need for greater restoration? How big does the diamond need to be? 100 gold.
100 gold diamond dust.
Okay, yeah, 100 gold diamond dust even. Yeah, you could probably find that.
Oh,
like,
wait a
in the
second.
city. It was the 300 gold diamond for Revivify that is a bit harder to come by.
Or could we try to confuse the spell to think that oh, what is it called, that white powder, like that is diamond dust?
Yeah, you can try and use a different spell component. I'm sure there are plenty of people who have tried and blown themselves up doing it, but you're welcome to try.
Sure, the consequences of actions won't do anything.
It's like, let's just use cooking oil instead of petrol. Should be fine.
Nothing bad's gonna happen to a car.
Yeah, let's use as normal petrol and a jet engine. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Before we go to meet the Daichi, Seta would ask, General, is there any advice that he can give us in order to get our rings? Essentially the rest of our rings?
Ah, yes, the rings. How many have you actually got so far?
Well,
3, I think.
2. Yeah, we have
some of
void
us,
and firing.
some of
Well,
us
you
had
have
two.
void and firing. I've got diddly squat.
Yeah, Yuki, Seto, Jerry, and Sakura have Void and Fire, and our new buddy here, she didn't do anything, so we're gonna have to lead her through, but we might also have Stheiasnia might gonna not stuck with us, and we might get Shreya back. So we're gonna also have to lead them as well.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure if anyone's shown you this yet, but come over here, and he leads you over to a table where he's got this map laid out, and he points out the ring locations on this map, which he says, well, you see, there's of course the Void Ring up in the mountains just here. I imagine there is a good chance that if you are able to complete your Genpuku, that in the summer you'll be heading down here. So it may be worth going for the ring down there. Of course, you've got your water rings up near Kasubetsu and Tatan. You've got, I suppose, you've already got your fire rings. How did you? You didn't head all the way down to Imama, did you?
Well, it's a long story, but we we kind of used the portal and somehow ended up fighting the giant dragon.
Ah, the giant dragon. My God, so you really head across the. I mean, that's all the way north. You must have teleported to the other side of Kiga. But well, never mind. The closest would probably be the wind, but that is quite a difficult one. But you could get there fairly easily, just through the forest. I would recommend, however, bringing something for the cold if you're going there. It can get a bit chilly with that test. And he kind of thinks for a bit. He says, in terms of how to get it done quickly, I'm not sure. With that portal, you could surely. I mean, you could do it pretty fast. I've never heard of anyone doing it in any particular speed. Definitely, no one's ever gotten them all in one day, for instance. But you say that you managed to get 2 in one day. I can't see why you wouldn't be able to lap up the rest of them.
Thanks for your advice, Sergeant. General,
Oh.
sorry.
Oh, and one more. If you head to the water ring, just be ready. It's a little bit different from the others. Most of them test your combat skills, but that one, well, it's run by a fish. I just, and it's kind of, it says, well, look, just be ready to adapt and improvise. That's the best advice I can give you. But otherwise, stick to your training, and you should be fine.
Thank you, General. I guess we should probably go and try to explain everything to Daichi right now.
I tell you what, go get yourself some breakfast. I'll see if I can. I mean, ease him into a better mood. I'd rather not see your heads roll, and especially after everything that you lot have been through. You did you did right by me coming to Kit's funeral. I won't forget that.
Thanks for everything, General.
Of course. Good luck.
Yeah, as the rest of the party assumedly leaves the room, June walks up to Mac. Well, doesn't walk up to Mac. She just waits for everybody to leave, and then she goes, and what am I supposed to be doing here?
Right, yes, I almost forgot about you. If you are looking to join the army, we are more than happy to take capable warriors. You seem, well, do you know how to use that blade?
Indeed, I do.
All right, then. I will then henceforth, and you see him rummaging around. He finds another little seal, and he hands it to you and says, "You are hereby an Ashigaru of the Dragon Clan, and I expect that you will follow the orders of your superiors, which are Seto, that fine tabaxi gentleman that was just here, and Z, who I'm sure you have met. They will be issuing you orders. If you are able to prove yourself, then you will rise in the ranks. But with this will allow you to get food, lodging, as well as training here in Toto. So welcome."
Yeah, she she basically gives that face to him and walks out. Not saying another word.
Okay, cool. So you guys all head back into Toto. What are you doing there?
Well, before we leave, Stheiasnia seems to be parking Yuki and save you.
Okay, yeah. So you're leaving Yuki with General Mac, yeah?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, as you guys make your way out, you'll see him just starting to talk to Yuki and trying to explain to him what's going on and telling him that he'll be okay. They'll find help for him. And you all make your way out. The city is really starting to wake up now. There are people bustling back and forth. A couple of people talking about the smoke cloud in the sky, and if anyone wants to just try and overhear random conversations, you can give me a perception check. Okay, yeah. So, Sakura, you don't hear anything other than just people talking about their training and getting ready for their daily routines. But June and Stheiasnia, you both overhear two people talking about the cloud in the sky and how they think that it may be some kind of an omen, a bad sign that the end times are coming. But they sound pretty paranoid.
All right.
I guess we would go for a breakfast, right?
Yeah, Z will happily pull out her pipe and say, "Oh, I could definitely use a bite to eat," and head off down the ramp towards the kitchens. Are you guys, Sakura, are you making tea again?
Of course she is. Why wouldn't? Well,
I mean,
why would she never
it's
make tea?
it's not even like no one wants it. It's high in demand. It's like people come up to her and ask her for tea. Of course, she's gonna make them tea. Like,
Yeah, the crowd full on cheers when you arrive and start brewing tea.
At this point, she might as well open up a tea shop and rake in just all the money.
You just got to
I feel
get the
like-
pseudo dragon in on it as well.
I feel like that. We can add that service to the bathhouse. That would be a very successful business. Like, come for a bath and have some tea too.
The marketman Sakura. Well, as Seto sips a drink of tea, he would look towards Jerry and G, if Jerry is with us, and he would ask them, "Well, I don't know how it works with you guys, but is there any way that one of you is capable of helping our petrified friends so we don't have to hold them to the Primus? Or should we go and make the trip today in afternoon?"
Z sighs and goes, "Oh, I wish. Would have done it a while ago if I could."
What happened to your friends?
Well, they met some. I can't recall their freaking names.
Basilisk.
Yeah, they met some basilisk, and I guess they watched them in the ice, and they got stoned. From what we gathered, something along the lines that Primus did to us. At least me and Sakura could help them as well.
So they've been petrified, is what you're saying.
Yes, I guess the technical term would be petrified.
As she sips some of the tea, she lowers a cup, and says, "Oh, if you can get me silver dust, I can unpetrify them quite easily."
How much?
And she describes the size of the bag and says, "At least he translates to 100 gold worth for one cast."
Wait, are you looking for silver dust?
Oh, sorry, diamond dust. Correct.
He smoked too much. He smokes too much crystal meth.
Yes, so I need about 100 gold pieces worth of diamond dust in order to cast Greater Restoration.
We could probably head around town, do some shopping. I'm sure we could find that around. Maybe we can ask One Eye. Jerry, can probably get a discount, eh, Jerry? She gives you a kind of stupid smile as she's puffing on her pipe.
What would happen to Z if she smoked crystal dust? Because I feel like that's something she would do. I don't know why.
Oh, I can tell you what will happen. The dust would actually cut the inside of your nostrils. It will actually make you die of bleeding.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
But if you try to smoke crystals, I mean,
Yeah, so this was
crystal
something
meth is
this was something I watched like years ago because of if you crush like just diamonds in general, and you get crushed diamonds, because of how solid it is and how sharp it is, it will go through into your through where you breathe and stuff. It will actually cut the insides of your body. It's really it's really bad.
yeah, diamonds, but diamonds are like the hardest thing on earth. If it was like a crystal like crystal meth, then yeah,
Oh yeah,
she
crystal meth.
she maintains not even once. I knew a guy, he tried meth once, now he's a troll. Like he literally lives under a bridge. He tries to eat children. It's fucked up. Never once, Saki. Promise me now.
Man, like now I think about that. The three. What are they called? The three goats. That tricks the troll. That fairy tale. Like, I just imagine that being him. Oh man. But
Yeah, man. Those tales are about meth heads. That's what I'm telling you.
man, well, Stheiasnia is busy talking to Natala and is pointing at Sakura, and the only thing like, much as shall I say, understandable is like Sasaki-sama. Is like that's the only thing understandable with that sentence.
And who are you talking to?
Natala.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you guys are all sat around. They bring out some pretty decent breakfast. It's yeah, you guys have a fairly relaxing morning. A couple of people still talking about the clouds in the sky, but they seems to be just a steady stream of smoke. There's definitely no actual eruption going on. You feel safer in that as the morning goes on.
Well, Stheiasnia would ask like, Sasaki-sama, do you wanna try to feed Nat?
Yes. But Sakura will you'll essentially be like, oh, yes! And then she'll sort of like restrain herself and she'll be like, I need to like calm down. Yes, please.
Yeah, and Stheiasnia puts her hand down in one pocket and pulls out like a little mouse and is like handing it in the tail and holding it and say, "Careful, not touch the nose."
In front of Jerry.
In front of Jerry, yes, and
She'll look towards Jerry, like with a concerned look. She's not sure how he feels about this. But yeah, she'll ask why not to touch the nose. That's an interesting thing.
there's other poison that shows that it doesn't move around. I don't know how quickly it works on bigger mammals, but I'm pretty sure that it would most likely numb your fingers or whatever you touch, unless you're somehow immune to it.
Okay. Well, she'll take the mouse and feed it to the snake.
Hey, you can give me an animal handling check with advantage because it's Stheiasnia's pet.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's Seems like something that would happen to Sakura.
Yeah, this thing just it just
Yeah.
takes that mouse out of your hand with like extreme precision and aggression, and you kind of oh holy crap! it's a it's not the most graceful thing feeding it. It's quite a dangerous creature, but and your instincts take in to make you want to run, but you manage to hold off. It's just it does set you back quite a bit.
She'll say sadly, I don't think she likes me.
Oh, well, he's just not used to rangers. I think it's years or so since I allowed the last one. Oh, most likely that's why.
Makes sense, but that's a long time.
Is Jerry busy having a little like existential moment? Like, where do I come from?
Oh no! Sheesh. Shame.
Z will suppose she's like, aren't you some sort of offshoot of were rats? I mean, I don't know if that's offensive, Jerry. It's really hard to know. But what I mean, I suppose that's pretty interesting. But wait a second, what the hell are you, June? I mean, I don't mean to be so forward, but Sakura and I think, are the only two humans in this group, and you keep changing faces. I mean, I'll keep your secret, but you got to share it with me. Come on.
If I knew, I'd tell you, but I still don't know what I am to this day. I'm kind of unique that way. All I know is I'm a shape changer.
Well, it's a cool trick. I'm sure it'll come in super handy, and I'm sure we can find some diamond dust. Shall we all? I mean, I'm sure some of you need to get some training in, especially if we're going to make it to the Genpuku in the next, well, shit, like 10 days. I know there's a tournament coming up soon as well, so if you guys want to try and enter that, it might be some good practice.
I guess everything in due time. Let's just get back Astrea and Mary, and then we can think about where do we go next.
All right, so who's going to get the diamond dust?
I'll follow whoever's gonna go get it because I've got no idea what the city is like.
Sakura can show you around if you like.
Yeah, you can show me around. I'm happy with that.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you guys, you managed to Sakura. You know this town like the back of your hand, so you managed to head straight over to the jewelers, and you can see that they have got various gems and things. They're not selling any diamonds. You can see most of the things that they sell particularly fingers of jade, is the main thing which people buy to ward off evil spirits and things when they are heading out into the forest. You can see most of his stock is actually lying all over the shop at the moment because there are all of the summer armies have come back. A lot of people have dumped loot that they found and sold things to him. So he's busy going through a whole lot of uh, gems and trinkets and things when you guys walk in. You see he is a short-looking man, but you've probably been here more than a few times in your life. It's quite close to the scholars' school, just up here.
Okay. Ohio.
Oh, hi, young one. How can I help?
Well, we're looking for some diamond dust for as a spell component. We're wondering if you have any.
Oh, diamond dust. Let me see. I've got some new things in today, and he goes rummaging around. He goes, oh, here, this could do, and he pulls out a a very small looking diamond that is in a small little lockbox, and you can see that there are a couple more inside there. As he plunks it down on the counter, he looks through it and he says, oh, well, I could crush some of these up for you if you like. You sure you don't want them whole?
Um, hmm, hmm. I'm pretty sure you can't use whole diamonds for greater restoration.
Yeah, Jin will pipe up and say, "Yeah, we needed diamond dust for very good, for a specific reason. We needed to for spell components."
Well, let's see. Here, these sort of bluish ones I can give you for, let's say, for 100, and these clear ones I'll give you for, no, let's say 150 for those. But we've also got some of these, and you see what he pulls out is a diamond the size of, like almost the size of his fist, and he goes, this one will set you back. That's about, let's say, 600 or 700, which I'm realizing that I'm giving you gold prices. And sorry, I've just been looking through gold all day, but if you want to pay Koku, just divide it by 10, you know.
So it would be then 10 koku for the small diamond then.
Yeah, 10 Koku for the small one, 15 for the medium, and 70 at max for the big one. I said between 60 and 70.
I look over to Sakura and give the signal that I take my pockets and make it look like they're empty.
Oh fuck. Would someone have given Sakura Koku to spend here because she kind of does send all of it to her OG-san.
Probably Seto would give you everything he had.
Well, hold on. How can you guys remember what date you arrived in Toto?
I can quickly look it up because I have the nifty little journal.
Because just
I'm
double
pretty
check
sure
that and then I can tell
Sakura
you how much you've got.
on the 14th or the 13th. Sakura arrived on the 13th.
Yeah, but Sakura was here before
So it's
everyone else
before.
arrived. So I'm just going to say that you started earning at the same time, because, well, I suppose you
The
only
9th.
technically started earning when you joined them.
Joined the 9th, while Sakura joined and Stheiasnia seems.
Okay, so you would have been earning 2 Koku every day, um, that you've been here. So I think Seto and Jerry would have the most at this point.
Jerry's rich because of that quest. He has like 200
Yep.
Koku.
Yeah, Jerry's
Oh, yeah.
loaded, and Seto is earning, I think, a little bit more because of his rank.
Yeah. Yeah, wait, didn't we already do this?
You did? The only one I know the correct amount of is Astria. That's because it has 0 since you gave it all.
Yeah, so you should have it. since the 13th, so you've got we'll say because you were with them, I mean you were there for a little bit before, we'll say that you've got 20 koku total, Sakura. And yeah, record that as
Goodbye.
platinum. Just record it as platinum and then keep track of that.
Okay. She'll use it to buy the crystal dust. The diamond dust.
Okay, so you're getting 2 of the small diamonds. That's 200 gold's worth of diamond dust. You can get that, yeah. And he will take it into the back, and you'll hear just some awful noises coming from the back room, but he'll come back out with a little pouch of dust. So, there you go. Thank you very much, my dear. Feel free to browse our trinkets and let me know if there's anything else I can help you with.
Arigato. And she'll. Oh, is Jerry there with us? Oh, Jerry's there with us. Nice.
I thought we were all there, but
Oh,
I was under the impression it was just me and Sakura.
oh,
me too. But if you're there, that's even
Well,
better.
yeah, so we'll say that June and Sakura walked in first, but while you guys were having that conversation, everyone walked in behind you as well. So yeah, do you want to let Jerry pay, or are you insisting there?
I'll let Jerry pay. Jerry I mean, Jerry doesn't need that much cuckoo. Yes.
He will also respond to you, Jerry, after paying and thanking you. He'll say, "Any bigger diamond? Well, there's this one." And he holds up the 70 koku diamond. This is, I'm afraid, the biggest one I've got, but I must say, I haven't sorted through everything yet. We've got a couple of amulets, a couple of trinkets lying around. What are you looking for? All right then. I look forward to your business, sir. Thank you so much. Okay, so does anyone else want to go browsing through the things here, or are you guys heading somewhere else?
I think that's everything, right?
are there any trinkets? Like funds? Like trinkets or something?
Sorry, say again.
Are there any trinkets that he's selling that looks like something that could be useful?
Yeah, I mean the place looks pretty chaotic at the moment, but you can see he's got a couple of parasols, like Japanese style umbrellas that are sitting to the one side of the shop. He's got a couple of rings that are just strewn across the counter, which he doesn't seem to have sorted out yet. And in this pile of treasure behind the counter, you can see all kinds of weird little trinkets and just things you might expect to find in a treasure hoard. It seems like the summer armies have been selling off their stuff here. You can give me an investigation check if you want to try and look through it to see if there's anything really interesting or magical.
Sure. Probably gonna fail, but sure.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, It's such a mess. You can't tell if any of these. The umbrellas are probably magical.
I thought something broke in my house. Jesus
can I help?
Christ.
Can I help him?
No need, no need.
You can do your own check if you want, but yeah, Seto doesn't find anything that interests him enough.
So perfect. So
You see
perfect.
him examining one of these parasols, and you realize that holy shit, that really is magical. That's like a seriously powerful thing that he's holding there. But he basically just put it back in the bin, like who cares? You see that in that pile there's a strange looking orb with the head of a dragon on it, and one of the rings seems to have eyes on it. That's what you find with the nat 20. Is those there are 3 magic items there.
Can I take a look at each of them?
Sure, you can give me an Arcana check. Which one are you looking at?
Shall look at the parasol first.
The which one?
Wow. 1 in 400 chance right there.
What the hell, dude?
That is called loaded dice.
So as you look into that one, you find a little description tag on it that says, "Rain arrows or maces, this one can deflect it all. Disguised as an oiled blue silk umbrella, as any courtesan might carry, this magical implement gives you a heightened sense of danger. While attuned to the wand, you have advantage on initiative rolls, and it has got a couple of charges that you can use to use the umbrella as a shield, and basically use it to increase your AC by however many charges you use. Yeah, it can. If it stops the attack from hitting you, the weapon or missile bounces back at the origin using the original attack roll, potentially causing the attacker to hit itself.
Yeah, she'll tell this to Cessa. She's like, "Hey, cool.
Jerry.
Jerry, you don't have enough attunement slots for this."
I just imagine like a mountain, like instead of a mountain of corpses, just like a mountain of stuff that just like, and underneath is Jerry. And the reason like he is so good protected is because they can basically not hit him because he has full cover.
Yeah, this is why I wanted 30 strength, so that he doesn't get over encumbered by all the magic items.
You said it was umbrella?
Until someone makes it at 10 times, weighs 10 times as much.
Yeah, it is an umbrella. It's a parasol that basically reflects attacks, magical and otherwise.
Well, I would tell Sakura that you should probably take it. I mean, it would look good on you, if nothing else, and if there are any bonuses, that's just an extra, isn't it?
True.
And I would ask
Just gonna
the...
keep that by his side so that Jerry doesn't take it.
Can I ask
Okay.
the jeweler
Add
the
to
price?
cart.
Little goblin gremlin.
Yeah, the price of that one, you can see there is a price tag above it which says 80 koku.
Jesus Christ.
Unless you want to cook it.
Seto can help you there.
She'll also look at you. She'll look at the dragon orb next.
Okay, so that one's sort of sitting in the pile, but you can give me another Arcana check. Okay, so that's fine. It was enough anyway. As you look at that, you see it is called a wormwood grenade. Oh, wait, did I just say wormwood? I don't know if that's actually the name. I just Yeah, sorry, give me 1 second. But it's a dragon grenade, basically. Ah, yes, Worm's Breath Grenade. So, within the beautifully sculpted exterior is housed a dragon's What? That's not a word. Is a biomechanically, I think is what they meant to say, but there's a typo here. So, a biomechanically sustained dragon toxin gland that is is basically crushed and kept in this little ball, which is a grenade, and when thrown, it can knock people out. It's like a sleep grenade. Yeah, they need to make a con save, or it basically is like a smoke bomb, and then the people caught in the smoke can get knocked out. And this thing runs on diamond dust.
Interesting.
They knock
Yeah,
out
so it's
as
quite a complicated thing.
as in sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, that means that's. Oh, that means Astrid.
Oh, and also a creature with 100
the
or
last
more hit
question is
points
the
is
ring.
immune,
Oh,
but they have to make a con save to try and withstand it, and you have to refill it with 100 gold worth of good quality incense as well as diamond dust to keep it charged. But I mean, it's a grenade. It's like it is reusable, but you basically got to add the fuel back. So it's a bit of a weird grenade.
makes sense. And how much is that one?
That one he hasn't quite sorted yet, but he's like, I could give it to you for 30.
And then she'll take a look at the ring and Arcana. Yeah.
Yeah, as you're looking over that one, you just see this ring kind of watching you as you're looking over it. It is just covered in eyes, and it's quite pretty. I mean, I can show you. I forgot I can actually just show you the items.
Ooh. That was
Um, you see like barnacle-like yellow eyes that adorn the ring flick and fro with reptilian suddenness. When you make eye contact with one of them, you briefly feel kind of drowsy, a little bit scared, and slightly nauseous as this nausea washes over you before the eye darts away again. Yeah, it's got 5 little eyes on it, and you can use that to cast the eye bite spell.
Let me just find what the spell was again quickly.
It's necromancy. All you need to know.
It's that thing that Bard was using to make people fall asleep, where your eyes turn black, and then you can make them like panicked, or make them fall asleep, or make them. It's got a couple of things. You can make them fall asleep, panicked, sickened. Yeah, those are the 3. It's like a wisdom save.
That is very interesting. How much is that?
That one is. That one is 75 Koku.
Okay. How many of these
How many of
items
what?
require attunement? How many of them require attunement? Because I'm running out of attunement slots.
The ring and the parasol. I don't think the grenade does. Actually, I don't think the parasol needs attunement. Oh, you have advantage on initiative rolls if you attune to it.
But you don't need to attune to it to use the shield.
No, that's just for the extra like danger sense, basically. But you can also use it as a spellcasting focus.
Ooh. Actually, one of the pictures that
Sorry, you
I
broke
have
up there. Say again.
like one of one of the pictures I have of like one of her main outfits has a parasol in it.
Yeah, I think it would fit the character well. And also, bear in mind, I don't know, maybe not everyone was here when I mentioned last week that the rings might give you extra attunement slots. So there may be another solution to your problems. I think I'm giving you all this access to magic items and not going to let you use them.
Or maybe you want us to make those sick, like Power Rangers weapons, where you just combine like a lot of weapons.
Oh
Yeah,
dear.
well, I think Jerry's Jerry's doing that. Yeah. Yeah, there are multiple umbrellas sitting there, but you're not sure if they're all the same. They're different colors, basically. But there are 3 of them.
So do I know if they all have the same properties? Can I check?
Yeah, they're all the same kind of umbrella, but there's a blue one, there's a red one, and there's a sort of turquoisey one.
I think Sakura would take the one. It's best with her costumes.
Okay, cool. So Sakura taking one of the umbrellas. Does anyone else want to buy anything from here?
Nope. At least not for me.
I'm good.
Okay, 2 umbrellas. That will be hey, yeah, nice. Well, if you're looking for fans, I've got some coming in later this week. I might be able to get you something nice as well, my lady.
Ooh. Yeah, she'll say she'll come back when they're in it.
I look forward to it. That will be what did we say? So 140 koku then.
I don't think she has 140 Goku.
Wait, why will it be 140?
Because Jerry is also taking.
Oh yeah.
Are you? Oh, I'm sorry. Are you two not together? I just assumed you all came in together. That's really awkward. I apologize. You're welcome to pay separately. So just 70 for the one then.
You're gonna look at Jerry.
Oh yes. If you'd like that as well, then I suppose that'll bring you up to 100 koku, and then 70 for this one. I'm sorry. Who is going to be paying?
I point at Jerry.
So you are together. Yes. So 170 koku. I'm sorry because he paid earlier for the other thing. Oh my. It's too early for this shit. It's only like 8:30. Thank you, sir. And he takes the koku and says, "Thank you ever so much. I will sort these things out, and please forgive my rudeness. Please do return as often as you want. I will always welcome well-paying customers such as yourselves. Have a lovely day. Thank you."
Oh, I realized I actually have an extra 12 koku from the poems. So I have 32.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, you guys each get. Oh, let me actually give you that item there. I think I might have made this one on D&D Beyond. Shit, I can't look up parasol on your D&D Beyond, but I will add it to your forge as well.
Unfortunately not here.
Really? No umbrella, anything?
Check umbrella.
I feel like I remember customizing one. The grenade, I will have to get back to you on, Jerry, because that's one of the other items. I don't actually have it in forge yet. But yeah, the item is called an arcane parasol. Cool. So you guys have now got the materials needed to cast the spell, and got some cool new magic items. What's everybody doing?
I can tell you that what Stheiasnia has been doing while they have been shopping. She's basically been going to the archery school because she has been like, this bow is like, and has they been like picking up each bow, trying to shoot it, testing it this time to see if there's anything that is fucked with it, seeing if there's any bad thing. And picked herself a new bow.
The archery master is there, and he laughs at you. He goes, too big for you, wasn't it? I told you that thing's meant for when you're riding horses. You can't just take the biggest bow. But glad to see you not too stubborn to learn your lesson.
Well, when you give it this amount of strings, it's usually used for hunting, or at least this design is used for hunting. I thought that don't design it with usual standard.
Oh, is that a challenge, little snake? I'll take you on a run around this course and I'll show you what that bow can really do. And you see he gestures to the horses that are stabled there as well.
I would normally take up, but I have some other places to. I have tried to go from, well, horse, but full capacity.
Well, if you ever feel up to the challenge, you know where to find me. And he goes back to just sitting there. You see he's reading something and he goes back to it.
And then you going off to, like, yeah, I guess you go to boats where last saw her and wait for the others to come since they go there before going to Daichi.
Yeah, I'm surprised you guys aren't dragging June to Australia's petrified body immediately.
Oh, you already seen what? You already foreseen what that would have done.
What?
Think about it. Yuki's brother was blue. If Estrella sees it, she thinks that he is the brother that I'm killed. Yeah, think about that.
Yuki isn't with you guys now, though. He's back in the castle, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. So what are you guys doing?
Well, if we are done, I think we would go to the place that Lady Semihime led us to.
Okay, cool. You head back to the temple. You make your way in through the grand hall to the doors. Z leads you to the front and opens them herself as you head all the way in. Oh, I just realized there's. Oh, right. You're not actually on the map. Uh, can you guys actually see anything in here?
I actually can't see anything, I think.
Nope.
I am seeing through the stream.
Ah, there you go.
Okay, so Z goes up and says, "All right, I'll go and get her. I'll be right back." And she heads through the big double doors, and you see her heading down the stairs. She goes, "Jerry, you mind helping me out? I could use your muscles." Okay, cool. So Jerry and Z head off down the stairs to fetch Stheiasnia, and leaving you guys up here for a little bit. You
Oh,
gonna do anything?
Stheiasnia is teleporting. That's amazing.
Man, you know what I mean. Okay, so after a little while of standing around, they come back up. Jerry carrying this statue of Estrella, still with a smile on her face and uh, petals all around. He comes and sets her down in the middle of this room, and yeah. So, what are you guys doing? The Estrella's there on that dais.
Question, Sakura. Are your token also weird?
I'm not on. Yeah, I'm watching on the stream right now.
Oh yeah, it's just my token. Each time I move it, it moves, and then it gets pulled back to the starting location.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know why that was happening to June earlier as well.
Yeah. But for now, I will take out the. Wait. When they bring out the petrified bottom, and she goes, "I assume this is your friend that you want me to unpetrify, right?"
Yes, pretty much. If you can do
Alrighty
your
then.
magic.
So Jin goes and stands in front of her, takes out the diamond dust and empties it out on her hand. She says, whispers something under her breath, and then just blows the diamond dust over her. And as it comes down, it kind of goes toward the petrified body and attaches it to it. And then once it's attached, it begins spreading along, and gradually she becomes unpetrified. And that's Greater Restoration cast.
Okay, nice. And with that, yeah, Estrella, you feel yourself slowly start coming back into form. You see the light in front of you as the image of Jerry that you were looking at last in battle is suddenly replaced by a strange figure in front of you, surrounded by the rest of the party. Yeah, and you are no longer petrified.
Whee! But the question:
Finally.
can I do a nature check just for one thing? Like, I figured out what those basilisks is.
Yeah, sure.
Pretty sure I figured out what they are.
Yeah, you just realized.
Yeah, like, so when I come out, I'm like, Jerry, don't look them in the eye. They can turn you to stone.
Seems like your friend is alright now.
Yeah, I think they figured that one out, Estrella. Welcome back, Z shouts.
Yeah, and Stheiasnia is pretty confused. It's like just grabs June and is like, what the hell did you do to Aunty?
What? Who? I turned her back to normal?
You didn't have white hair and that brown tanned skin last I saw her.
Well, I'm just casting the spell. Does she look normal to everybody else?
I mean, she seems the same as last time I saw her, at least. What? So wait, Estrella, you know this serpentine one?
Well, Estrella looks and it's like, when she sees the snake hair, the first thing she does is like lower her eyes because she's like, and then she's like hearing like, Aunty. Then it's like, Stheiasnia, you. And it's like, oh yeah, I know her. I was a guest at her place. Well, technically, it's sure if I would call it. At least her mother extended called like called it hospitality. Basically invited me in as a guest, and that's pretty good protection. And I spent like I think about 2 years there, learning some of their culture, some of the language, and well, looking after Stheiasnia and her sister.
Well, she went through a lot to help us get you back, so I had to say thank you to her and especially to June over there. Wouldn't have been possible without our new friend. And I don't believe you've met Sakura yet, but Sakura? Oh, right, you have met, of course you have, never mind. We've lost so many people. It's been a lot the past few weeks.
What do you mean lost? We haven't really lost anyone. Well, I don't see Mary here or Ein, but I guess Ein he is out hunting some girl or something.
Shit.
June senses the atmosphere in the room. Is like, I'll leave you guys for a moment.
Sokka's just gonna sort of go hide behind Setu. She's small. She's small. She's very tiny even for an almost 16-year-old. She can hide very well behind Setu.
And you were the one
Well-
that killed her. So,
well,
killed him, I mean.
Astria is just. I don't hold it against it if you and him had an escapade.
Astria, it's been a
God damn
long
it, Jerry.
while.
Straight
Oh, for fuck's sake, Jerry.
That's right. Jerry gives 0 fucks.
like not even like I think we need to talk. So
Well, as Jerry said,
something happened. Is this
Sakura, you completely cut out.
no, I have nothing to say. She's like he just went straight out, no filter, no anything. He's just like Ian is dead. She doesn't really know what to do, so she's just hiding behind Setu. She's just chilling there.
Astria, it's been a while. Ian isn't really hunting anything. Well, maybe he is in the afterlife, but as Jerry said, stuff happened, and I think it's been more than a week then that Ian
7 days, but that's
has
not a week.
passed. Anyways, it's good to have you back.
I called for an insight check to see if Seto is telling the truth.
Yeah, no, you definitely get the vibe from around this room that everyone is in agreement. Iron is no longer with you.
Well, guess the mirror did show the truth then.
Well, it is good to have you back. I think, I mean, Mary fell victim to those things, basilisks, you called them. I think we should try and get her as well. Have you got enough to do another one, June?
She takes out the pouch of diamonds and it's like, yeah, I have enough for one more cast.
All right. Well, Jerry, come on, and Z heads back down into the other room. Okay, and after a few minutes, they come back with petrified Mary as well, and
Yeah, I do very much the same thing and bring her back to the world of the non-petrified.
okay, yes, but this one, as the pixie comes back and her form takes shape again, you hear a slight sort of squeal as she falls unconscious as she regains life almost. It's like she becomes flesh and falls unconscious all in one movement. It looks like she took quite a lot of damage in that fight, and yeah, I don't know if Animu is actually going to rejoin us, but you have managed to save Mary as well.
Awesome.
Well, I don't think that we should probably discuss about this right here. Let's get something to eat for Astrea and maybe something to drink as well, and we'll catch you up to speed as to what transpired ever since you got stuck in that forge.
Stheiasnia will basically pull out like just a little journal. They're already for Vince.
All right, and with that, you guys can head back into town and get back to the breakfast or back to the kitchens, and go over the story. But that is where we will end tonight's session, as you've got Australia back, and yeah, everyone's back together. For the next session, you can decide whether you're going to be playing Australia or Stheiasnia, but yeah, you can do that.
The gang's all here.
Well, that was decided long ago.
Yeah, I figured, but still.
Where do we go next? That's the question.
That I'm
Can
you.
can we
Oh.
go through Sakura's portal? I really want to see where it goes. She also does, because like the blood, she doesn't know where her blood is from, so she's like, this could be very interesting. I could find out about my past because her Oji-san like never told her anything. Like, it doesn't want to, so she really wants to go through that portal and see where it leads.
Satan.
If you put the wrong thing in it, sure.
Well, we'll see next week, I guess. We have choices to make. We also have to complete our freaking training. Get the rings. God damn it.
Whatever happens next, it's gonna be interesting. By the way, DM, how am I? How should Jin get her 2 rings that the other party already have?
I mean, Astrea has to also get them.
Ah, that's a fair point.
Yeah, the as the as the general map was sort of exclaiming that, oh shit, you fought the dragon, like that's not necessarily a challenge you would have to do on your own to for the dragon to join in. Like, part of that challenge was to fight fire elementals. You maybe it'll just be a case of defeating one or two fire elementals, but yeah, it changes depending on which one you go to. There are different challenges, but you'll be able to get them all. Yeah, I'll think about it, but it shouldn't be too hard.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think we tied up some some nice loose ends tonight. Sorry, I was so unprepared, but yeah, with an extra session and Easter, I was quite busy. So
Yeah, it's
No,
all
it's
good.
next
fine.
week we'll get heavily back into it. There's lots of cool things to do. I think this is a nice. We've gotten to a nice stopping point for now.
Mm.
I want to complete my freaking school, but I don't think we're gonna have enough time for that shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, you can always keep training after your Genpuku. It's just, yeah, it might make your getting the Genpuku harder if you haven't finished your training.
Mm. Well, I'm gonna be off. Thank you for the game, everyone. It was awesome with you.
Thanks, everybody.
I'm gonna